Here's a movie I'd wanted to see for a really long time. This is Slipstream, starring Mark Hamill and Bill Paxton and the guy from Jurassic Park, Bob Peck, the guy that Raptor jumps at him from out of the bush and he's like, "Clever girl," and then he gets killed. It's a post-apocalyptic movie. Tries to kind of make its own world, very unique post-apocalyptic world, I think, but it's not really fleshed out well enough here. Basic concept is this: human-caused climate change somehow causes changes the wind currents of all around the globe. And basically there's one like giant river of air, the Slipstream, that encircles the entire Earth. And basically it's very dangerous to travel there, but that's really the only way to get anywhere, which is weird. Everything in this movie is shot on like cliff sides, and a lot of it's shot in Turkey, actually, which is interesting. This is 1989. Mark Hamill in this is actually quite good. His character, while he's not really the main character, he is the main villain in this movie, which is interesting because this is his first movie after Return of the Jedi. He waited 6 years and carefully chose this movie to be his entry back into Hollywood productions. He's a bounty hunter. His name is Will Tasker, and he is transporting a prisoner played by Bob Peck, who we come to know as Byron. Mark Hamill's transporting his prisoner and runs into Bill Paxton in a bar, and since Mark Hamill's sort of like a lawman, sort of like a bounty hunter, I'm not sure which he is, but he's got a badge, Bill Paxton gets caught trying to sell contraband to Will Tasker and takes away all his stuff. And so Bill Paxton's really pissed off about that. And so what he does in return is he abducts Tasker's prisoner, Byron. We don't know right away, but you soon find out that Byron is an android. He's wanted for murder, I guess. Tasker's taking him in. Bill Paxton, Matt Owens is his name in this movie, abducts Byron and decides he wants to turn him in for the reward. So the thing about this movie, and the thing about the whole Slipstream and the whole sci-fi aspect of it, is basically you can only get around in this world by piloting ultralight aircraft. I guess they needed a reason for that, and the whole wind river thing. That's how they get around. And there's plenty of spectacular scenery, and the backgrounds are beautiful. A lot of the movie, like I said, is shot in Turkey. Some of it in Ireland. Everything is very like mountainous and cliffside and that sort of thing. There's actually in Turkey, they visit Cappadocia. It's supposed to be just this like enclave of humans that have just gathered there to try and make a living and survive in this post-apocalyptic wasteland. I have no complaints about visually how this movie is, and I don't really have any complaints about the acting, because I think all the actors do quite well here. There's even special appearance cameos by Ben Kingsley and F. Murray Abraham. Bill Paxton was good. Hamill was good. All those old guys are good. But it was just confusing. Confusing because they didn't properly flesh out the world, and they didn't properly give us the setting. Maybe it's the way the movie was edited, I don't know, or directed, because it just kind of left me feeling like everything was kind of unresolved in the end, even though, you know, the main villain is defeated and the android learns how to be human, or he's starting to understand what it's like to be human. I don't know, I just felt like by the end of it, it was just like it just went by and we barely like even scratched the surface of this interesting sci-fi setting. Yeah, so a whole lot more could have been done in this movie. It had a lot of potential. It's not terrible. I wouldn't say it's boring. As a matter of fact, it's quite interesting. You know, you see the friendship develop between Bill Paxton and Bob Peck, and they become buddies, you know, and by the end of it, he doesn't want to turn him in. He just wants him to be free and, go live his life, because he's learned so much about responsibility and about trusting other people through this android. And the android has learned how to be human through this, interacting with this human. And yeah, it's, the themes are very noble, and they're very spiritual, and it's all good. It's entertaining, but it just part of it just fell flat to me. Yeah, there's a really cringy scene near the end. Byron and Matt, they get to like a safe haven sort of, turns out to be like a subterranean buried city. It's like a museum, and there's a bunch of like rich people living in there that are just, living in the lap of luxury and enjoying like apparently electricity and fuel and all that stuff. But they get to like relax and they get downtime and stuff. And when I say a cringy scene, this is what I'm talking about, is watching these two guys with respective dates, I guess, interact on the dance floor. And we get to see Bob Peck dance. Clever girl. Shoot her. That's all I've known that guy for before. And then he's been super serious and super, maybe a little bit of dry wit in there for the whole movie. And then he just like hits the dance floor and he's fucking Gene Kelly, like singing in the rain or some shit. And yeah, that's weird as hell. Their party's broken up by Will Tasker, who's back to claim Byron as a prisoner and, get his revenge, I guess. And he comes in and starts shooting the place up and chasing him out. And Will Tasker, cool character, Mark Hamill. But I think he needed to be in it more. And we needed to see more of his side of things. And also he deserved a better death scene than he got. Yeah, so that's basically how the movie ends, and then so Tasker is defeated, and Byron doesn't need to go to jail anymore, and Bill Paxton sets him free. And yeah, and then suddenly Bill Paxton falls in love with Tasker's sidekick. I don't know, I'm sorry I keep calling Matt Owens is the name of the character. I keep calling him Bill Paxton because in this movie, yeah, he's great, but he's so Bill Paxton that it hurts. And I think I'm fine with that. Like, likable guy. I mean, rest in peace. Yeah, overall, Slipstream, I guess, I liked the setting. It's just that there wasn't enough of the setting actually in this, which I guess is fair because they tried to focus a lot more on the character building and the character arcs. Some parts falls into like cliche, and in other parts goes off into strange territory that's not really explained. Had a lot of potential and just didn't quite live up to all of it. Still worth watching. Yeah, C+. Yeah, they can't all be gems. Sometimes you look for a movie for a long time, and then you find it, and you watch it, and you had really high expectations for it, and it just turns out to be not that great. And it just slips by in the stream, man.